Once I had this dream that I was standing in Osaka. There was a geisha and a refugee. And deep down in her pocket there was a tarnished silver locket, and the picture frame had always been empty. She takes that refugee to town and keeps her eyes down on the ground, as if she's waiting for the earth to open up and pull the geisha and that man into the cauldrons of Japan, beneath the streets that only serve to keep the gravity at bay. She talks, I sleepwalk, and I did not hear a thing. Oh, I did not hear a thing. Once I had this dream, there were two star-crossed teenage lovers trying to keep their secrets safe from everyone. Cause if the parents ever learned this, they would slash and they would burn this, and everything they know would be undone. So they hid beneath the bleachers, out of view from all the teachers, as the marching band played Hail to the Team. It was the last game of the season, and they were shaking, they were freezing. There was nothing but their bodies in between. She talks, I sleepwalk, you know. I did not hear a thing. Oh, I did not hear a thing. Oh, she's wide awake. So why am I asleep? She's wide awake. So why am I asleep? Once I had this dream that I could see inside your mind.
So I've been trying these Japanesque colours from the Turner Acryl Gouache range, which I got for, they were on sale at jacksons.com, and at first I was a bit unsure about them because they dry very quickly, and when they dry, acryl gouache is actually not water soluble anymore, so you can layer them up and you won't interfere with what's below. But the fact that they dry so quickly felt a bit difficult, so it was a bit difficult for me to get to cover sort of a large space when I was using it in a more transparent fashion. So what I've done here is I tried doing a thicker kind of painting by sort of dabbing the colour on and building up some layers. I'll try and get a close up. Okay, so hopefully you can see a bit better this time. Now this painting is a bit of a study on a rock called rhodonite, and I really liked the pinky and yellowy shades, and the markings on it I thought would be quite interesting to try painting. And the way I made these paints work for me was to use quite thick layers. So I was using the paint almost neat without watering it down. I did water down the very first layer just to see what would happen, but I think I prefer it when I just use it really thickly. And as you'll be able to see if I move this around a bit, it's quite dimensional, the way that I've done it. And what seems different to me compared to, say, acrylic paints is that you can really get a sense of the of how matte coloured the paint is, and it has a bit of a kind of powdery sandy texture to it close up. So I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but if I try my best to hopefully you can see there. When you use acrylics thickly, you tend to get quite a sheen on it, which is why a lot of people turn to gouache to get a nice opaque matte kind of finish. But of course gouache normally reactivates whatever you've put underneath it. So that's why you get the best of both worlds here, because you can layer it, you can make it nice and thick, but it's still matte and textured. So I really like that. So I give a big thumbs up to these paints. But the only thing I don't like is the fact that they do dry really quickly. So I've been using them in this palette here, and it does dry ever so quickly, and it doesn't really reactivate in the palette. So I do feel a bit like I might be wasting some of the paint. For example, I've got some ochre here and some black that I didn't quite use in that painting, and that's now going to dry, and it feels a little bit wasteful. Before, when I was testing them out initially, I had quite a bit of blue out in one of these wells, and what I actually did was I got my palette knife and I got some of it up, and I managed to get it back in the tube, which is good. So you can try that, but I'm not sure how successful I would feel painting with these on a larger painting. I mean, I'd have to keep squeezing the paint out in small amounts. You can't really just pour out a huge amount and then keep working, because it dries. So that's the only downside, is the fact that you have to keep squeezing out small amounts intermittently, which can be a bit frustrating if you need to mix the same colours. But overall, it's not too bad if you don't mind painting in a sort of dabbing kind of layering way. And I don't know if you can see on here as well, where that ochre has dried here, you can really see the texture. So let's try and, there, can you see it? It's almost like there's sand in it, and that is a characteristic of the Japanesque colours. I believe that the regular ones aren't textured like that. So they're really interesting. And this is nearly dry now. Just a few bits of white that I put on at the end aren't quite dry yet, but I really like the effect of it. So yeah, I'll keep experimenting with them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.